Good evening, everyone. Bishop Robert Stearns, my dear friend and the courageous warrior, defender of truth, defender of Israel, Johnny Moore. Thanks so much for your work. I think, באמת מגיע לו, absolutely. My dear new friend, Troy Miller from the NRB. I was so honored to meet you and your family. Yael Eckstein, Nitzan Chen, everyone. Thanks, first of all, thanks so much to come, to attend to this event, to visit us in this rough period of time, very challenging. We've been through two difficult years. We've lost so many good men and women, and this was really a very difficult war. And to be very, very honest, the war against the jihadist radical Islam is far, far from being over, and we need to stick together in the war. And it's not just here in Israel. We are seeing what's happening in Nigeria, and no one speaks about what's happening to Christians in Nigeria just for their belief. No one is speaking about it. And no one is speaking about what's happening in South Sudan, about what's happening in the Middle East. For the Christian minorities, almost disappeared from the Arab states. So we need to stick together. And I would say very shortly one thing. 20 years ago, I read a book, Samuel Huntington, The Clash of Civilization. This was the first time I've met the term Judeo-Christian civilization. And to be very honest, I had no idea what he's speaking about. What is Judeo-Christian civilization? So I was very young, it's 20 years ago. And there was this Fukuyama who said there will be no more wars. So Huntington crushed Fukuyama. Unfortunately, we would be happy to have no more wars. But as I grew up, I was going into this first to learn more about Judaism and Christianity. And I have my own answer about what are these three core values that are the basic for the conservative movement worldwide, the base of these Judeo-Christian values. Very shortly, Alexis de Tocqueville, great philosopher, American philosopher, wrote, he says, liberty cannot be established without morality, nor morality without faith. Again, liberty cannot be established without morality, nor morality without faith. That is, I think, the cornerstone of Judeo-Christian values. Faith, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The world is not accidental. It is created by God, by a moral, divine will. Truth. Faith gives meaning, truth gives the structure. There is good and there is evil, and this is absolute good and evil and not relative good and evil. And third, and this is, I think, the part that is unique for both Judaism and Christianity, freedom. Freedom. Because unlike other religions, we do not go against those who don't believe in what we believe. We do not force our fellow Jews and fellow Christians to be religious. You have a free will. You can choose your way. You can choose your way. So the idea of human freedom comes from our religion and from our culture. So to summarize it, as I said, it is faith, truth, and freedom. And the war is not over yet. And Jews and Christians needs to be united for these deep values that have stated for thousands of years. It was always very difficult to fight for these values. And I just see it's Imo shel Avinatan, Ditsa. So you have here Ditsa Or. She can tell you a lot about the war. This brave woman, so brave woman. So really, באמת. So now, 20 years from reading Huntington, I can tell you, I understand it. What is Judeo-Christian values? It is very easy to remember. It is very hard to fight for these values: faith, truth, and freedom. May God bless all of you. Amen.